What's going on, guys? My name is BrmP and welcome back to another video. Well, today I want to show you something I've been working on for the last couple of weeks now, maybe something like that. And yeah, that's, well, actually not this little thing. I've been working on this for, well, I worked on this a few weeks ago and then I finally finished it today, because now I thought I knew what I wanted to do with it. Basically, this is one little fighter thingy-me-doodler which goes with the thing I've been working on for the last couple of weeks. Now, if you're following the streams Robin and I did, then you probably have seen it already, but it has gone through a few iterations. But first, let's actually go over this thing. You can actually see it in the background there. Yeah, there it is. It's beautiful. But this thing, yeah, of course it has its rocket launchers, its Gatling guns, and it's not that special of a fighter. Basically, it's just a very bare bones, minimal-ish fighter thingy-me-doodler, which has on either side two hydrogen tanks to it, which just with the press of a button can be activated, all its hydrogen tanks, and then you got like a crazy fast maneuvering thingy-me-doodler all of a sudden. And this can be a bit annoying, especially when you go into this thing. So that's why I hooked him up to a button so you just can turn him off like whenever you want. But basically, guys, this is what I've been working on for the last couple of weeks. It's called the Mano. It's probably, if you're not as good as in Hawaiians, or yeah, whatever, as I am, that's shark in that language. And why? Well, because it has these funny fins, shark tail thingies on the side. It kind of just resembles a shark, or at least that's what Robin said, and I thought, you know what, it kind of does. So, and then I was like, okay, I don't want to call it just shark, that sounds so plain, and I don't know. So I then went on Google and looked up some translations for it, and Mano, it just sounds cool. Okay, that's yeah, why this thing is called Mano. And yeah, this thing, it's pretty big. It's not as big as Robin's massively carrier, but this thing gets there too. Well, from the top of my head, this thing is almost 20 million kilograms heavy, which is kind of heavy considering the fact that this thing is almost completely light armor. And yeah, that is just what it is. It's, except for I think the bay in the front, everything is light armor, but it just has like a trillion decks or something, so inside is kind of busy. So once you yeah, come in here, fly in with this thing, you just you know, this is a bit fast, so I'm just gonna shut off the hydrogen tanks, and then we have the main landing area pad thing, which actually is heavy armor. And could you stop drifting, please? Thank you. So in here we actually have a pressurized docking area-ish, how you want to call it, and well, just hangar bay. This thing, it's a bitch to depressurize. It actually needs 4 air vents, and then it, even with 4 of those, it takes half a minute, just over it, to depressurize completely. So yeah, that's why it's open right now. But for shits and giggles, we just can't pressurize it. It is not as fancy as in my other ship, so it doesn't lock those doors, but it does has double airlock thingies, so it's not like you'll depressurize the whole ship if you have this thing open and you walk through those doors. So, well, basically this is just your main big ass hangar bay. And yeah, this thing, as you could see over there, that's where the pressurization happens, and all of the timers on this ship actually are located. And mainly these 4 have something to do with the airlock system in here. Yeah, it's not very complicated. I've explained it a few times, so I'm not going over that right now. But yeah, this is basically your main hangar. It has 2 layers on the left side or right side of the ship actually, so you can store multiple ships there. I made this thing in the beginning. I actually thought, you know, if you want to repair a rover, it's kind of hard to go underneath the rover thingy, and so that's why I came up with this thing. So you can just ride up your rover and repair it, but then later on in the design, the mouth of this thing actually got that little lip at the front, so rovers won't be able to enter anymore, and you know, this thing isn't even atmospheric capable. So yeah, that kind of doesn't serve its complete purpose. But this thing, even normal ships, it's kind of bitch to get underneath your ships if you want to repair them. So I thought, you know, let's just leave it in there, and yeah, you can just park your fighter or anything which has damage on top of this, and then yeah, repair it manually or fix some stuff. And then we got this little area thingy-madular here, and this is actually pretty dangerous in survival mode. So yeah, underneath this black area there are a few welders, and these welders you can turn on by the switch, as you can hear. And yeah, these lights start to flicker, signaling you, yo, watch out, they're active right now. So basically you can just fly your ship on top of this and repair it that way, which sometimes is useful, sometimes it's not. It's just there as a, you know, could be useful thingy. Yeah, and you know, in case you take some damage by whatever, you got your medical bay over here, some quick access to the storage system over here to repair some stuff, and over there as well. So basically this is just your all-out maintenance hangar bay, yeah, just to repair and, I don't know, modify your fighters and stuff. So actually let's go into the ship a bit more. So it doesn't really matter which one of these doors you take. Yeah, it will automatically, or at least it will go to the same hallway. And then you get over here, which doesn't really look that beautiful or special anything, but yeah, above this is actually the main production area of the ship. Yeah, with all the refineries and some of the assemblers above it. Yeah, it's not really accessible from down below here, except for where you use your jetpack, but you don't actually have to be there, because you know, everything is hooked up with conveyor systems and all that shit, so you don't need to be there. Yeah, and then over here you just have a little yeah, viewing deck actually. You know, it gives you quite a nice view of, well, whatever is there at this point in planet. Nice, 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 nice. And then over here you got a few ways you can go. You can go down, yeah, or through one of these doors. And if we go actually through this, we go to the reactor room. So this room, as well as the landing area at the front, is completely sealed with heavy armor. So yeah, your main power supply is just secure and yeah, won't really go anywhere. And as an addition to that, every yeah, reactor and actually every thruster on the ship, and large thrusters, have welders behind them. So as you can see over here, there's a welder over there, and below this one there are welders there and there. So basically, if it even starts to take damage, the ship will automatically repair itself. Well, at least for the reactors and yeah, the thrusters. So you won't really be in a situation where you yeah, just are not able to maneuver anymore, just because it fixes itself, which is really nice. Actually got this idea from Ava Slash, or Ava, And you know, I thought this is really smart. This is a really good idea, and I don't know why I didn't put this in many of my other ships, basically. Yeah, well, if we go down this corridor, behind this, there's not much. Yeah, this is just mainly a maintenance area. Um, if you ever need to be here because, I don't know, you took some damage internally. This is basically, yeah, behind this big ass wall there's the main thruster area or array, which just, you know, I don't know, if you would take damage, this is probably the easiest way to get there, from the inside that is. But as you could hear just a few seconds ago, that door closed automatically. So I do have a timer set to close every door in the ship every 10 seconds, I believe. So yeah, that's just another precaution. So if you take damage and rooms get depressurized for some reason, that not your whole ship will depressurize because she forgot to close the doors. No, that's something the ship will automatically do on its own. And yeah, as you can see over here, there's another hangar bay, and there I got one of the doors again. So this hangar, as you could see by the actual sign, this one is not pressurized. So as you can see, oxygen is low. That's just because I got through that door, which actually had some oxygen. So that's the reason, the only reason why there is oxygen in this. And yeah, this hangar bay, I don't know, it's just here. There's no really any special thing about it. There's just another place for you to store a bit more fighters or just some other maintenance ships. I don't know, a ship which can weld stuff up, or a grinder thing. Yeah, and that happens when you don't have oxygen. It's annoying, but it happens. I might actually go and yeah, make that also a pressurized hangar, but I'm not sure. It takes a bit of work, and you know, need more timers and stuff. We actually need to go look at the front of that, but not, or at least on the back of the engineering bay, but not at the front. So if we go down again, through these doors, which should just be pressurized and stuff, you come down to the main storage of all the hydrogen and shell stuff and things and doodlers. So over here we got like a shit ton of hydrogen tanks, again just for the main storage, as well as the oxygen / hydrogen generators, which I don't know, they kind of fit here, so that's why they're here. And over here you can see actually this this little array out here. These are welders again, and these are focused towards the thrusters which are behind this, so they weld up the thrusters when they take damage. Yeah, that's actually everything which is below this deck. We're now actually underneath the main hangar bay deck area. So this is the heavy armor part, which is not pressurized, and then below this is the part which is actually pressurized, or above this. And as you can see over here, that's the actual welder pad, which with those blinky lights in front of it, like watch out if they're active. So basically this is not the prettiest part of the ship, just because this is mainly an area which you will never have to visit, just because, you know, it's an engineering deck basically. That's probably everything down here. So if we go above, or not above, if we go up this stairs, you will go to, I guess, probably the living area, or the area you would be the most in. Yeah, you just have down there some windows to view over the refineries and assemblers, just to give it some aesthetic, I guess. Yeah, some of the gyroscopes back here with some lights to give it again a bit more aesthetic glow thingy. I don't know, it looks cool. And yeah, this here is I guess the main atrium of the ship, with back here all of the cryo chambers. It has a shit ton of cryo chambers just because I don't know how many fighters you will be able to store in this. My guess is just a lot. And you know, not every pilot is needed in the bridge, of course, so yeah, that's why there are many cryo chambers. So you just can put your pilots in cryo if you don't need them, and yeah, so they can rest and stuff and be all fit when they have to go out for fighting. And of course you got your medical room over here, so you just, I don't know, can check up some vitals when you come out of cryo. This area is of course the main storage of the ship, and I don't know why this is so weird blocked off, but yeah, okay, need to fix that at some point. Yeah, this is, as you can see, the main storage of the ship. The ship, as you can see, has a shit ton of it. 2 rows of large cargo containers on either side, and actually some of the hydrogen tanks are up here as well. Yeah, so this is where your main cargo is, and below this are some more oxygen generators slash hydrogen things, of course, and oxygen tanks. So this is where the ship stores its oxygen when it's not needed, and yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess. And if we go through this small corridor, you go yeah, you can go up here, which is one of the ways to go up to the bridge. Yeah, down here is actually another way to go through the bridge, but this is yeah, through one of the not even pressurized hangar bays. And yeah, I'll show you those at last, but this is mainly the bridge. It has 2 decks, or 2 levels, I guess. So down here you got your comms officers, your, I don't know, people who would control the traffic of going in and out with the fighters and stuff. Yeah, giving people clearance to go in and out with the fighters. Just mainly controlling the, yeah, not really vital parts of the ship. And then over here you got your, yeah, of course, your pilot of the main ship. And yeah, it's 2 additional seats, which I don't really know have function right now, but I imagine you could use them for something. So this ship, as it is right now, yeah, okay, it just weighs a little bit more than 19 million kilos, and therefore it flies like a brick. Yeah, it's not that fast at all. It has like a shit ton of thrust at the back, which you actually cannot see because my cockpit is all the way at the front. But yeah, it does have a lot of thrust in the back, so accelerating is nice, it's fine. But the strafing power and all that stuff, it's not optimal. So it just really flies like an oil tanker, and that's, I guess, what it is. So the main thing you would actually use Mano for is, of course, to haul shit ton of cargo from one spot to the other spot. Because if we go and look at this, what it actually has as well is 40 jump drives. Yeah, I managed to fit in this thing 40 jump drives. And therefore it has now a jump range of 5,222 kilometers, which is kind of massive considering the fact that this thing is 19 million kilos heavy. Yeah, so this thing, I guess it just makes for a pretty good long range carrying or cargo vessel. And yeah, because it's a cargo vessel, I guess it would be logical if it had some defenses, but this thing, it just doesn't. I kinda forget slash I kinda don't want to put turrets on this thing, just because I guess this is not your your military cargo carrying fighter, or no, not fighter, flagship basically. So it has some open hangars like these two on each side, which actually is one of the other ways to go to the bridge. So you go, if you go through that door, you actually end up in the main atrium of the ship again, which where the cryopods are. That's where the door leads. So basically, if this ship would get attacked, you would have in these hangars, as well as that hangar, and of course that hangar, you would have some fighters basically to protect yourself. So that's, I guess, the main way for this ship to protect itself is through other smaller fighters. And yeah, that's basically the Mano, guys. I hope you enjoyed this look at Mano, and I hope you enjoyed the ship. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed making this, and it turned out quite different than I actually thought it would, but in my opinion it still looks great, and actually it's different. That's what I like about it the most. And yeah, let me know down in the comments what you think of it. And of course you will probably be able to find this thing on the workshop if you just go over to my Steam page, or just type in Mano. And then, guys, I just would like to thank you all for watching. My name is BrmP. Hit the like and subscribe button if you've enjoyed. Really helps me in the channel out. And then, guys, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.